और वो भी बीजेपी लगाई, उसका भरोसा करूंगा मैं? अरे जाओ भाई।
What are you doing? You are helping the virus.
हमारी फाइजर से बात हुई। फाइजर वाले कहते हैं जी आपको नहीं देंगे, हम केंद्र सरकार से बात करेंगे।
People with vested interest and those from opposition parties in India tried to derail the indigenously made COVID-19 vaccines such as Covaxin and Covishield only to promote the international vaccine Pfizer. However, now the claims of the opposition and those supporting Pfizer or any other international vaccine for that matter fell flat on their faces as Pfizer has been embroiled in controversies and has been termed as inefficient in curing COVID-19. Namaskar, I am Suruchi and you're watching Rhythm Demystifies. Today we are going to talk about how Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vigilance and far-sightedness saved us from Pfizer scam. It has also been alleged that those administered with Pfizer, especially the younger population, are witnessing heart attacks, strokes and blood clots. On being asked about the allegations surrounding the vaccine, Pfizer CEO Albert Bourla ignored and denied answering any queries. The sinister motives of Pfizer were exposed when a journalist asked Bourla about why he kept the secret that the vaccine doesn't stop the transmission of the COVID-19 virus. To this, CEO only replied with a mere thank you. Also, few days ago, the Director of Research and Development Strategic Operations at Pfizer was seen assaulting a journalist after being caught on camera, where he was seen saying that Pfizer is working on mutating the COVID-19 virus strains. This was revealed during a sting operation carried out by Project Veritas. After the director realized that he has been exposed, he started punching the journalist and also attempted to break their iPad. The curious case of Pfizer. Administered in countries like the US, UK and various parts of Europe, Pfizer was the first vaccine that was approved by WHO on an emergency basis in December 2020, just 10 months after people of the country remained locked inside their homes due to the sudden spread of COVID-19 virus. After a nod from the emergency use of vaccine was given by WHO to Pfizer, it started applying for clearance in various countries, including India. However, India demanded to get local trials and immunogenicity studies done. Such studies are common around the world and other vaccine manufacturers have also done such studies in India. However, Pfizer refused to do local trials and instead demanded legal immunity and protection from injuries. According to the Vaccine Injury Act, in case an individual sustains vaccine injuries or dies, the vaccine manufacturer is not bound to compensate for it. Instead, the government manages the compensation from the taxpayers' money. Hence, this act works against the interest of the citizens and gives a free pass to vaccine manufacturers. In fact, Pfizer and Moderna are mRNA-based vaccines which are hazardous for health, while the Indian vaccines are not mRNA-based. Being mRNA-based vaccines, Pfizer and Moderna vaccine manufacturers insisted to get a clause inserted in the vaccine purchase agreement according to which no person or government can sue vaccine manufacturers if any side effects occur. The Indian government denied this demand and stayed firm about not changing their laws to Pfizer. Notably, the Pfizer CEO Albert Bourla tested positive for the second time last year in September, even though he was administered 4 jabs of his own vaccine Pfizer. This clearly illustrates the inefficiency of the vaccine. India's take on the vaccine. Soon after Pfizer got emergency approval, the opposition parties like Rahul Gandhi, Akhilesh Yadav, journalist Rohini Singh and not to forget Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal among others tried to undermine the efforts of the Indian scientists and left no stone unturned in criticizing Made in India vaccines.
What are you doing? You're helping the virus. You're telling the virus, we are not going to vaccinate our population. Do your work. Evolve.
मैंने अपनी बात कह दी और वो भी बीजेपी लगाई, उसका भरोसा करूंगा मैं? अरे जाओ भाई, अरे अपनी सरकार आएगी, सबको फ्री वैक्सीन लगेगी।
हमारी फाइजर से बात हुई, फाइजर वाले कहते हैं जी आपको नहीं देंगे, हम केंद्र सरकार से बात करेंगे। हमारी मॉडर्ना से बात हुई, मॉडर्ना वाले कहते हैं जी हम आपको नहीं देंगे, हम केंद्र सरकार से बात करेंगे। वैक्सीन आ चुकी है इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में, जॉनसन एंड जॉनसन है, मॉडर्ना है, फाइज़र है और भी बहुत सारी हैं। तो इनसे सबसे केंद्र सरकार बात करके केंद्र सरकार इनसे सारा इंपोर्ट करे।
Propaganda was created by the opposition which stated that though Pfizer is available and is being administered to people to cure COVID-19 and that the Indian government is happy to see its people die by succumbing to the virus. Supporters of Pfizer criticized the government and the Indian vaccine manufacturers, but our far-sighted government remained calm and composed and showed their faith in our vaccine manufacturers. It has been almost 2 years now that Covishield and Covaxin were launched in India. Since then, the majority of the population has been administered a second dose of the vaccine and some have also got their booster dose. It should also be noted that the price of indigenous vaccines is quite low compared to that of Pfizer. At present, the price of both indigenous vaccines are Rs 225 per dose at private hospitals, while the price of Pfizer is $19.50, which is about Rs 1,423. This clearly indicates that the Indian government saved lakhs of crores of Indian rupees as we developed our vaccine indigenously and was made available to the common man at an affordable price. What the world must take away from India. Since the beginning of the pandemic, PM Modi has been at the forefront of enabling India to come out of the hold of deadly coronavirus and set a mark globally with its efficient vaccines. It was only through Prime Minister Modi's vision that Indians didn't become a victim of the pharma scam allegedly led by Pfizer and showed the world that India isn't the same as it was years ago. Now, we don't look up to the West. Alternatively, we have helped them in coming out of grave situations. An instance of the same is that we exported our indigenously made vaccines worldwide when the virus had clenched the globe. Also, to combat COVID-19, India showed the world the importance of Ayurveda and yoga as a large number of people took medicines made from plants and saved themselves from getting infected by the coronavirus. Now the question that arises is whether the ones who questioned the central government at beginning of the pandemic and criticized it for not using Pfizer vaccine, will they apologize now seeing the present scenario? Will they thank the government for the inexpensive vaccines or will they still keep demanding exorbitant priced Pfizer vaccines? Should stringent action be taken against those who are backing Pfizer as it indicates that they had some vested interest to be fulfilled? It is now time that the so-called saviors of lives of people learn the lesson of believing in the capability of our own people and what they do, and not be quick in promoting international items so that they don't end up harming the reputation at a national level. India is no longer a fragile nation. Under PM Narendra Modi's leadership, the country has grown manifolds in every sector.